The Magician card. The Magician is brought to you by the letter Bet and the planet Mercury. Also by the number 1 or the ace. The Magician, also known as the Magus, stands for personal power, intention, will, and resourcefulness. The Magician is a trump card, which means it's part of the major arcana, and this means it's a more significant card as opposed to the minor arcana, which signifies more mundane and daily affairs. The Magician card signifies the element of air. The direction of air is east. In numerology, 1 represents the seed that holds the potential for new growth. It represents beginnings. The number 1 is a phallus symbol and represents the divine masculine. 1 is associated with the root chakra. If you'll notice on the table in front of the Magician are 4 items: the pentacle, the cup, the sword, and the staff. The pentacles, also known as the coins, represent the element earth. They symbolize money, the material world, security, and nature. The second item on the table is the cup. The cup is a receptive vessel associated with the divine feminine. Also, the element water. The third item on the Magician's table is the sword. The sword symbolizes the element air. Air is associated with thought and the activities of the mind. Honor, virtue, communication, rationality, and elimination are all things that can be represented by the sword. The fourth item on the table is the staff, which symbolizes the wands. The wands represent the element of fire. The fire element symbolizes inspiration, life force, motivation, power, and desire. As with the wand in his hand, wands represent the connection between the spiritual and the material. He is casting and manifesting as above, so below, with his magic wand and hit all 4 of his magic tools, which correlate with the 4 suits in the minor arcana. We also see here roses and lilies, as well as a figure 8 above the Magician's head. The Magician card is associated with the planet Mercury. Mercury is the innermost and smallest planet in the solar system. In mythology, Mercury is messenger to the gods. He's the god of trade, merchants, and travel. For that reason, sometimes the Magician card can represent a salesperson or something to do with sales. The roses represent the beauty of life and hope for the future. They symbolize passion, action, the masculine essence, and blood. The rose also represents a 5-pointed star, which is a pentacle. This symbolizes the union of the 4 elements plus the 5th element of spirit. The lily is a symbol of purity and innocence, but also of fertility and motherhood. It symbolizes feminine divinity. The infinity symbol above the Magician's head represents the interaction of energy and matter and the indestructibility. It represents eternal life. The Magician card is primarily associated with the first chakra, the root chakra or Muladhara. This is your base chakra that connects us with the earth. It is located at the base of our spine. It is the chakra of grounding, survival, and manifestation. When this chakra is in balance, we feel secure and present. We're able to take care of our worldly needs and be open and vulnerable with others. When this chakra is out of balance, we feel scattered and insecure. We may act selfishly and will be constantly defensive. Over time, an unbalanced first chakra may manifest itself in health issues such as weight problems or constipation. The Magician card is also associated with the third chakra, Manipura. Manipura is symbolized by the color yellow. It's also called the navel chakra, and it's located just above the navel, or the solar plexus. Its element is fire, and it's the chakra of vitality, will, and determination. When this chakra is in balance, we feel like our actions have an effect and that we have some control over our lives. We're able to put action behind our words and ideas. It has to do with our personal power to lead and inspire others. When this chakra is out of balance, we may often become manipulative or apathetic. We may act out of greed or feel resigned to a sluggish conformity. We don't feel empowered, and so we seek validation from outside of ourselves. An unbalanced third chakra may result in indigestion or poor appetite. Lastly, the Magician card is also associated with the seventh chakra, the crown, or Sahasrara. It's generally symbolized by the color violet. It's also known as the crown chakra and located at the front, top, center of the head, or your third eye. Its element is thought and is the chakra of consciousness and connection with all. When in proper balance, we feel we are one with nature and all beings. We feel blissful. We're able to integrate our spiritual knowing into our everyday existence. When the crown chakra is out of balance, we may feel superior or inferior to others. We may doubt that there's a reality outside of the mundane or our present circumstances and feel great despair about that. This in turn can cause us to become dogmatic or extreme in our beliefs or spiritual practice. This can manifest into depression or other psychosomatic disorders. The Magician card is also associated with 4 runes. The first is Uru, symbolized by the wild ox. He symbolizes endurance and manifestation. This rune has to do with the physical or mental strength required to fulfill your dreams. It's associated with energy, courage, and healing. It often characterizes change and may refer to an exciting opportunity for which we'll need to let go of the past and accept what the future offers. When it comes to relationships, Urus points to the need to settle disputes. The second rune associated with the Magician is Rado. Rado is associated with riding, wagons, or journeys. It's about travel, moving, relocation, or taking a vacation. It may be referring to movement in the physical sense, or it could mean a psychological change or that of a relationship. It supports rationality and common sense, seeing the wider perspective and getting perspective, taking charge of the situation by seeing and acting, like taking charge of the chariot reins. The third rune associated with the Magician is Iwas. Iwas means the yew tree, also associated with Kundalini. Iwas speaks of motivation, endurance, strength, the sense of purpose which not only achieves goals, but brings wisdom and spiritual development. It's the rune of initiation, immortality, and enlightenment. It's associated with trustworthiness, dependability, and reliability. The fourth rune associated with the Magician is Ingwas. Ingwas is the rune associated with male fertility and the divine masculine. It is named for the Norse god Ing, also known as Frey, called upon for protection in battle and peace at home. This rune stands for eternal growth, inner strength, as well as family love. Ing speaks of a time of rest and relief from anxiety, of time for oneself required for personal development. The Magician card also stands for hexagram 1, or force, in the I-ching. This stands for the creative, possessing creative power and skill. It is Xian. It represents what is great and originating, penetrating, advantageous, correct, and firm. It is saying you have the power. Take action. The divine force is with you. The colors associated with the magician are yellow, red, and white. Yellow represents such things as gold, wealth, sunshine, reason, happiness, optimism, and pleasure. Red is a color of danger, sacrifice, passion, fire, beauty, blood, and anger. White symbolizes innocence, perfection, the good, honesty, cleanliness, the beginning, the new, neutrality, and lightness. Gemstones associated with the magician are garnet, quartz crystal, tiger's eye, citrine, and agate. Minerals and gemstones each have their own natural vibration. These are said to have specific metaphysical properties. Garnet is used to help promote in the wearer courage, creative expression, vitality, abundance. It helps ease transitions, bring about awareness. It balances sex drive and emotional balance. It also helps promote magic and spiritual connection. Quartz crystal is the most versatily used. It's used for energy amplification, general healing, for spiritual cleansing, to promote happiness. It helps promote mental clarity, hearing, and physical balance. Similarly to the others, tiger's eye helps promote the wearer's protection, creative expression, balance, intuition, courage. It helps with new beginnings, distant healing, mental clarity, helps promote wealth. It balances the masculine and the feminine energies. It can help promote digestion, and it has a calming, grounding effect. Citrine helps promote abundance, wealth. It aids in decision making, learning, teaching, studying, creative expression, awareness, writing, problem solving, new beginnings, realty transactions, digestion, relationships, self-esteem. It balances the masculine and the feminine energies and also aids in detoxification. The fourth stone that's associated with the magician is agate. Agate's metaphysical uses are physical detoxification, emotional cleansing, to aid in acceptance of love. It can help improve digestion. It cleanses the lymphatic system and helps to cleanse the pancreas. When you get the magician card in a reading, he's reminding you that you do have the power. Whatever you're going through, you were created with power to overcome all obstacles by tapping into the divine force. The Creator has given mankind tools that we can use here on this earth with divine wisdom that comes only from God to do amazing things and do miracles, just like any religious figure that we still pass down stories about to this day, or people throughout history that have done amazing positive things for good. You can ask me jewelry and esoteric questions on my website.